Hello everybody, good morning. Wednesday up in the Himmel and Arda Valley. Just a stunning place to be, a great place to visit. I like to call it the Valley of the Vines, after Joy Packer's book of the same name. Although, to be honest and to be fair, I think she was talking about vines in the Constantia Valley. But nevertheless, Valley of the Vines, the Himmel and Arda Valley. There are various wines here that I connect with, because I like their names and they sort of fit in with this Himmel and Arda, heaven and earth theme. There is of course creation wines. It's a very famous wine up in the valley. Creation, set amidst this magnificent creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And this is an incredibly special place in the valley, with creation vines and God delighting on the seventh day just to look and enjoy what he had made. So creation is an appropriate name for a wine in the valley. And then there's another wine that we come across here, and it's called Restless River. Now personally, I think that's the best wine in the valley, but be that as it may. Restless River. And it speaks into the Genesis narrative. You remember God created the world, the day 1, day 2, day 3, and he looked at it and it was good. And then he noticed something that wasn't all that good. And that is that man was alone. Adam was alone. He was restless. And you remember what happened that. From there on, God took a rib from man, and out of that rib he created Eve. Now that doesn't have to be taken literally. It's just such an incredibly beautiful and symbolic story. And when he brings Eve to Adam, Adam says, you remember, this at last is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. And he loves Eve. So the restlessness comes to an end. And then there is a third wine up in the valley that follows from that narrative. So we've got creation, everything is good, and there's something that's not good, that is man on his own, because man is restless, restless river. And then we have ataraxia. Ataraxia means serenity. Man, woman, Adam and Eve, together, loving one another, enjoying the world that God had created for them. Ataraxia. When in our relationships we are one and we know something of God's calling and God's blessing upon us and God's love in our hearts. Is that not something that we all long for? Creation, restless river, and then ataraxia. Peace I leave with you, says Jesus. My peace I give unto you, not as the world gives, give I unto you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. There are plenty of other wines in the valley, but there are three: creation, restless river, and ataraxia. Think about that. God be with you. I'll see you tomorrow.